On this video, we are checking out Zhiyun's latest gimbal. I know I'm probably mispronouncing that, but bear with me. But this is their new Smooth X is what they're calling this gimbal. And what separates this gimbal from other competitors, yes, I have it equipped on my Pixel 4 XL to test out its performance when it comes to handling oversized cell phones like this. But this gimbal not only is being produced by a very reputable brand, but it's also now the most affordable gimbal available on the market. And all you really gotta know about this gimbal is it's available in two color options. You could purchase this in white or this off gray color that is very similar to what DJI uses on their gimbals. And when you fold this thing down, it is incredibly small. So small, in fact, that you could probably comfortably fit this in your pockets. And the folding process doesn't even take that long either. And just like that, it's literally no bigger than the smartphone itself, except for thinness, of course. Now this one retails for $69, and this one happens to be the bundle combo package, which means this one came included with this awesome tripod, which just simply attaches on the bottom like so, and can be used as an extender, as it does extend the handle a bit more. And it comes with this compact traveling case that could hold all these devices in a small zippable case. But if you don't want to get the combo version, for $10 less, you could get the gimbal by itself for just $59. But I do personally recommend getting the combo version because this tripod alone is worth about $10 if you buy it separate. And this is a must-have in my opinion. As the build quality, even on this tripod that's included, it's actually built really well. But durability-wise, overall, has a very similar build quality, just like the DJI Osmo Mobile 3 does, as it feels extremely solid for a really affordable, cheap gimbal. Again, you do have that bottom mount, so you could mount it on pretty much any tripod that supports this thread or other attachments. But a thing to especially note about this gimbal, I don't know if you noticed this, but this is a 2-axis gimbal, which means it's not a 3-axis gimbal, what you typically would find in the gimbal market. But since it has one less motor, that's how it's able to be super compact, lightweight as well. And because of this, they were able to implement this extension arm right here. So yes, this can be used as a selfie stick. Look at that. It's pretty sick, right? And then this arm also folds down like this, so you can really get that angle that you want. And as an added bonus, again with that tripod attachment, you could extend it even further out so you can actually capture 2 people in the shot. Now, this arm is very well built as well because it's actually covered by aluminum, so it's very unlikely it's gonna crack or get damaged like plastic typically does. So it's nice that this is at least reinforced. But unfortunately, a thing that I noticed for a flat design gimbal, this does not fully rotate fully 360. So it doesn't do a full 360-degree turn. Now again, this is a 2-axis gimbal, which means it could do this and it could do that. A traditional gimbal will also have tilt. But based on my experience, even with those 2 axes, the footage comes out really stable. The results definitely speak for themselves when you're just walking casually, recording, compared to as if you were just holding it by your hand. Just however, if you plan on running with this gimbal, that's when you want the tilt, the 3-axis gimbal instead, because it does shake a lot more as there's no sport mode or anything like this. This gimbal, based from my experience after using it for quite some time now, is more focused on casual walking. That's when it really does stabilize your footage. But knowing that this gimbal can extend, this gimbal can actually capture a lot more cinematic looking shots than your typical gimbal. In fact, I'm actually really surprised how fast the RAW adapts. Just look at this. Look, I can do this like super quick and it actually maintains the stability. It's really nice. But being able to do that on the go allows you to create some of these epic looking low dramatic cinematic shots. And not only that, you can do stuff like this. See? Super smooth, almost look like magic in a way. Now there is a companion app that you could download on this. It's not required. The first time you are required to download it because this will activate the gimbal for its warranty, I'm assuming. But once you do the activation, you can use the native camera app or third-party apps on this thing. So it's good to know that this gimbal isn't strictly designed to only operate with its native app. But the name of this application is called Zhiyun Cami. And when you launch it, I mean, the UI is extremely clean. It has all the important features that you expect to find on other flagship gimbals. And then depending on your device, it doesn't matter if you're using an Android or an iOS device. The application looks exactly the same on both OSs. So one doesn't have a pro over the other, which is great. There's no feature limitations or stuff like that. But the different modes that you get with the application is basically this. You have pano mode that can take a 180-degree shot. That's the only option. You do have hyperlapse. You got motion lapse. Then on the photo side of things, you do have a beauty filter if you're into that type of stuff, which I plan on never using ever again, especially after seeing that. I'm sorry you had to see that. There is hands-free gesture controls, like a peace sign or a wave will get the camera's attention and will take a photo and track you at the same time, so you go do different poses and such. And for a 2-axis gimbal, I'm actually quite surprised that this thing also has subject tracking. Just make a box over the subject you're trying to capture, and the 2-axis is gonna try to follow you. And in case it loses sight, the application is actually smart enough to re-identify the tracked subject. This was an issue that gimbals were having 3 years ago, and those gimbals were a lot more expensive. And seeing that this $50 gimbal not only has this feature, but also does it extremely well. And then you also got these pre-made edited video clips that this thing can generate for you. Or when you select this mode, it's gonna walk you through the shots that you have to record. And once you have all those shots recorded and such, the application itself will generate this edited looking clip that you can share on social media really quick. DJI also has this very similar feature on the Osmo Mobile 3, but that gimbal once again is twice the cost of this almost. I'm actually quite surprised how loaded this app is compared to that gimbal. Now the controller layout on this gimbal is really basic. You have your joystick, which basically will move the gimbal, rotate it as well. You have your mode selector right here, which a double tap will switch the portrait mode to landscape mode, just like that. A triple tap will actually recenter the gimbal, and 4 taps will quickly switch between follow mode and such. And if you hold it for a couple of seconds, it'll put the gimbal in standby mode. So literally it's off at the moment, but I have it so well balanced that it will just maintain its balance automatically. On the side here, you do have your zoom slider right here. And then most importantly, you have your shutter button right there as well. Then you got your battery life stats and LED indicator right here. And this thing charges up with this USB-C port. Now the battery life on this gimbal, it's estimated to be able to last anywhere from 3 to 4 hours and can take up to 2 hours to fully recharge this thing. So in conclusion, after using this gimbal for about a whole week now, for vlogging on the go or making like quick home videos and such, this is an amazing tool. The gimbal itself is really responsive. I haven't yet experienced any connection issues when it comes to pairing it up with my phone, either on Android or iOS. I tested it out on both of these phones. So for just casual use, this is amazing. The video footage, as you saw, comes out looking extremely stable. And since smartphones nowadays also have some kind of stabilization software and hardware built into them now, it got to the point where you could get away with just 2-axis. But if you plan on doing active stuff like running, jogging, then I'll highly recommend at least picking up a 3-axis gimbal. That tilt really does help out smoothing the footage when you're just running or jogging. Now the $60 price point that this gimbal starts at is really hard to beat, and it's definitely going to encourage competitors to also price around this price point. So I'm really excited that this gimbal came out at this price tag, because competition is always good, and I can't wait to see what its competitors have to say about this new gimbal in the market. Now, very similar to Michael Fisher, this gimbal was given to me by the company themselves, but in no way did that alter my opinion, my views of this gimbal when talking about it and comparing it against other gimbals available in the market. Nor was this video pre-released to them at first. You're watching this at the same time they're watching it. So there was no copy approval or editor inputs in this video. So if you found this video useful and informative and you plan on picking up this gimbal, please use the affiliate links in the video description down below, as this will help me to continue making these videos so that I could continue making these honest review videos. Now, if you would like to see a comparison against this gimbal to maybe like the DJI Osmo Mobile 3, feel free to comment down below. Let me know. If I see a high interest in that video, I'll go ahead and put something together. So in the meantime, if you want to watch another gimbal review video, you can go ahead and watch this video over there. And then this video over here, that's just a video that YouTube is suggesting specifically for you. So feel free to watch that one or this one. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.